We're going to talk now, aren't we, about the question for the week. So the theme of the pod, which is how can you keep it fun for these last 8 game weeks if you're like not in the running for your mini league or for your, say you're having a bit of a stinker of a season, essentially, and you're in the maybe you're past a million rank, or you're in the high hundreds, or you're just not where your start of season target was, and the reality is you haven't got that much of a hope in getting there. How do you keep it fun, or are you better off just sacking off this season, switching the laptop off, and having some fun in the summer and prep for next season? So I've got a few suggestions, Josh, but have you got any initial kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I can see your suggestions, so I'm not gonna touch on them. But like generally speaking, I think there are people that are gonna be, like the target-driven people that had an idea of overall rank or wanting to win their mini league at the start of the year, and now there might be like a drift of those and thinking, oh, what's gonna happen? But you can like realign your target. So like I was just saying, I'm 185, sorry, 285,000, and be by the end of the year, I now want to hit 200K. Like set yourself a new target, which is more achievable, and use that as your kind of new enthusiasm to reach that target. Or if you just want to get rid of targets altogether, maybe just go down the route of picking fun players to watch for teams that you actually want to watch on the weekend. So like a team that you support maybe, or a team that you like that's playing, good football. Pick those, and then you might enjoy like big assets from them, and you might just enjoy watching the games, and trying to get something back from that, rather than picking random players that you think is doing well in the XG as a differential, but you end up turning on and watching like a Brighton game or something when you're not a Brighton fan, like wanting Mope or Trossard to return. Like, just pick exciting players for teams you might want to watch, and just get back to enjoying watching football, really.
Yeah, I like that, tying it back to actually watching the games, because I'm very guilty of just letting FPL completely consume the way I watch football, like especially like during the season. Like I'm just thinking about the FPL points when I'm watching players now, and not really appreciating the actual game, because FPL isn't football. It's not. It's a game layered on top of real football, isn't it? It's not the be all and end all of football by any stretch. You still get the same amount of points for a worldy goal than you do a goal that bounces off your crotch, don't you? So, but in my mind, that's just right. 4 points if they're a striker, 5 points if it's a midfielder. But really, I should be watching it and admiring the great players, admiring the skill, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think that's a good tip. Yeah, I mean, I typically don't struggle with keeping engaged in the game, no matter how I'm doing, because I just love it. Like, and I am completely addicted to it. But I think the more casual, we've got friends who are like, forget it this year. After putting in loads of effort for half the season and then being like, forget it. Like, I can't relate to that mindset, but I know it's a common one. I know it's. What about you? Like, if season's gone by, have you just been like, oh, you know what, forget this, I'll check in next year?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I think, and it just comes down to how serious you take it. It can build up, can't it, as well? And if you want to put time into it, some people just, as you said, if they're doing well in the season, then they double down and really get involved. And some people just want to check out and not keep focused on it. But the other thing as well is some mini leagues, the way that they're set up, maybe you've got other rewards like the weekly wins or something that you can focus on separate to that, or whatever. But I think it's just the other thing is just don't put too much pressure on just try and get the enjoyment, like the old always cheating kind of make FPL fun again kind of thing. Like, yeah, don't just put too much pressure on yourself, especially at this point in the season.
Yeah, it's so easy it goes back to if you have a bad game week, it shouldn't ruin your weekend, but it does for a lot of
It
us,
can
and
definitely
vice
do that.
versa. Yeah, and vice versa. If you have a great game week, you feel like you're king of the world. But yeah, so I've come up with sort of 4 ways that I think, if you're finding yourself disengaged, but you want to remain engaged, and you've touched kind of on a couple of them already, I think. So there's the first one I put is chase overall rank average. And what I mean by that is you can obviously see your career history throughout FPL if you click on your little profile. And it gives you your total points for each season you've finished, but it doesn't give you this kind of the percentile finish that you finished in. And because there's chasing an overall rank, your best overall rank is always really good. But and we've touched on it many times before, like a top overall rank of 10k now is very, very different to a top 10k finish 10 years ago, because there's 5 times the amount of players playing. So little plug, I've put together a little career history analyzer tool on the Game Change site that shows you your percentage finishes for each year and gives you your average percentage finish for your career. So one little way you could be like, right, I just need to beat that percentage, or I need to make that percentage not go down as much as I possibly can. Which I like to keep in mind. I feel like if I beat my average percentage, I've done well for the season. So that's one way. That's one little tip, little tool tip to keep it good. The other way was, you've kind of mentioned it, is go a bit rogue with who you're picking now. Like, and that can work if you really don't care anymore. Go crazy, like sign players with like super differentials. Get players who nobody else has, who might be a bit of fun, like you said. Like you might want to watch a Trossard or a Saint Maximin because no one else has got them, but they're these flair players that can pull a rabbit out of the hat. But going rogue with choices also means, for me, actually that's my chance to really climb the rank, and I'll risk dropping rank. But the real chance I've got to make big gains is by going the Ivan Toney captains over the Kane captaincies. And it does make it more fun in a way. Like I was watching Ivan Toney like a hawk, and I was the only one doing it, that game. So yeah, going rogue with choices is a good way to do that, because it's always a bit boring if you're in a good position with 8 games to go. You're kind of handcuffed to go safe, aren't you? It's just clearly the right move to play it safe. You don't want to lose rank. You just want to consolidate, and that can be a bit boring, I think. Yeah. So those were the first 2. Any thoughts on them?
Yeah, I like them both. I like the idea of, as you said, taking into account, the number of players that we've got now, figuring out what your average is in kind of real terms now. So like what you had before, what your highest score was before, what your average was before, is different given the number of players that we have now. So yeah, check out. I think if you post a link to the tool that you've got, in the description, check that out. I check it out myself because I don't know my own, so that'll keep me,
check it out, Josh.
Keep me intrigued. And then the rogue choices, yeah. I think just like you can be like the Prem teams that we get this part of the season. You could sit on the beach and play the same way that you have done the whole year, or you can take the gloves off and go crazy. If it doesn't work out, what's the worst? But we all want to watch, when we're watching the Prem, we want to watch the team that take the gloves off and just be like, let's just fight. If we lose the game, at least it'll be entertaining. So take the same approach for your FPL team.
Yeah, for sure. And then the only other 2 I've got is turn mini leagues into mini battles. So you could be sitting in 20th in your mini league, but your mate could be 25th. Just give him a text like, right, dude, last 8 games of season, me against you. Let's see who gets the most points. Put a little cheeky bet on it. I mean, I've got a little bet on with a friend of mine where we pay each other the points difference in pounds between our teams. So the loser pays the winner how far behind they are in points. So that will keep us going, right? So every time I take a -4, I'm effectively paying my friend Aaron £4 with that -4. So that keeps it going. That's quite an exciting one. And that kind of, it's irrelevant your overall finishes there. It's just about the difference between you and them and how crazy can it get, and set a limit on it if you want to be a coward. But no, that keeps it interesting. That does keep it fun. And then finally, there's obviously they've introduced this year the cups. The mini league cups. So I think our big league we're in, Josh, it's a league of 40 people. The cup starts in game week 33. Bigger leagues, cups will have already started, but that's a really fun way to keep you engaged towards the end of the season. If you're sitting 40th in a league, you've still got a chance to progress in a cup in that league, regardless of your league position. So, so yeah, I'm glad they did that. I'm glad they brought them in because that'll keep people engaged. Turn yourself into a cup specialist team. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, good. That was it for that, Josh.
Some good
Yeah,
advice there, I reckon,
yeah,
for anyone,
yeah.
different approaches.
There's loads to keep. There's loads. It's such a good game in it that there's so many ways to stay engaged. I think. But I think we should finish by saying, if you choose to disengage, that's totally fine as well. You're not enjoying it. Get out. Why are you playing it? I mean, there's no need. There really is no need to play. Not everyone's addicted like we are. So, yeah, quit out. No one cares, do they? Nobody cares, really, your overall rank record but yourself. Nobody gives a damn, do they, how you finish? Like, can you, off the top of your head, know how you did 2 seasons ago? Nobody cares, do they?
No,
It's
live
it's
in the
just
here
a
and
little
now.
exactly here and now,
season.
and just keeping you. If you like playing against yourself, look back. But yeah, not a big deal.